Trading days, September 17th, 2016. We're going to look at this chart we've been watching for the last few weeks. Pardon me. And it showed the daily S&P 500. That's the price lines. And it also showed up here in the right-hand corner the planetary average. And what that should say is planetary average longitude. So it takes the longitude of the outer planets, starting at Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto. So as these planets go around the sun, they're measured in longitude. What this calculation does, it takes the average longitude of those 5 planets and converts them to price, and that's how we get these lines, these blue lines, vertical lines. That's what this is giving us. I've set this for 45. Pardon me. And actually, when I created the graph, I set it to 45. Reason being, 45 is rather important. It's what we call the 8th harmonic aspect. If you divide 360 degree circle by 8, you'll get 45 degrees. And that's what each one of these, you'll see there's a darker blue line, and then there's 8 smaller lines, or less thick lines. Let me just skip to one. Here's one here. So here's the last emphasized blue, and then we count up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 to the next one. Let's set this back to where it was, and I'm going to make another change. While I'm here, what I just said was this was the planetary longitude, and you can look at that as the horizontal measurement. As these planets go around the Earth, we'll take that as the horizontal plane. You've probably heard of declinations, and what declinations are, for each planet, they measure the distance from the celestial equator. So what's the celestial equator? It's simply Earth's equator carried out into space. And the planets then are either north or south of that celestial equator. That's measured in degrees. And that's called the declination. And we can look at that as a vertical measurement. So we got 2 different measurements here. A horizontal measurement with longitude, and a vertical measurement with declination. And I look at these declinations closely, and specifically I'm looking for where they cross and then what effect that's had. Every color here is a different planet. Let's just go back up here again. I was going to set this to something other than 45, and what I'm going to set it for is 15. 15 times 24 gives us again 360. So now we've got the darker blue line. There'd be 24 of these what I'll call sublines. Now, if we look at these closely, let's just start back. Let's just blow this up a bit. Now that I've set it to 15. Okay. And just like the 45 degree, when I now change to 15, these are really marking support and resistance very well as well. You can use this. So these have come down, hit around 2121 in the S&P 500, and couldn't break through there. So that was resistance. Give it a good try. It went through this one, came up to 2151, and failed and bounced back. But if you go back through this chart, you'll see many, many instances of these lines being support and resistance. More than the 45, simply because there's more lines. But it works very well. How do we use it? If we were up here somewhere maybe a few days ago in the 2160 area, we could look underneath this and see where these potential support lines are, just like you would a Fibonacci grid. I think that's all I was going to say on that one, so thank you very much for listening.